Have you ever felt like your life is busy but your soul is starving? Have you ever promised yourself a fresh start for a new year, then watched the same old patterns quietly return? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are stepping into 2026 with a different kind of focus. Not the focus that makes you colder, more isolated, or obsessed with self-improvement like a punishment. The focus we are talking about is inner focus, the kind that clears your mind, softens your heart, strengthens your boundaries, and helps you live with wisdom and compassion in a world that constantly tries to pull your attention apart. I want to begin with two simple truths that will carry the whole story. First, if you do not choose what you focus on, the world will choose for you. Second, Buddhist wisdom is not about escaping life. It is about waking up inside life, so your destiny is not dragged around by cravings, fears, and other people's opinions. Let me tell you a story about someone I will call Lena. Lena is not a perfect character. Lena is the kind of person you might recognize in yourself or in someone you care about. Lena started 2026 with a notebook full of goals: health goals, money goals, relationship goals, career goals. Lena felt determined. Lena felt hopeful. And yet, somewhere under the hope, there was a familiar tension, like a string pulled too tight. Because Lena had done this before. New year, new plan, new promises. Then, the months would move fast. The same habits would return, the same overthinking, the same comparison, the same chasing, the same guilt, the same late night scrolling that made the mind loud and the heart tired. On the first week of January, Lena had a day that looked normal but felt revealing. A message arrived in the morning with a tone that felt slightly cold. Lena read it twice, then 10 times. The mind began constructing stories. What did I do? Are they upset? Did I sound wrong? Am I being rejected? At work, Lena tried to focus but kept checking the phone. Then a colleague casually mentioned someone else's success, and Lena felt a sharp comparison rise. Then a news headline appeared and triggered worry about the future. By the afternoon, Lena had not faced a real emergency, yet the body felt exhausted like it had been fighting all day. That night, Lena sat on the couch and realized something painful. The mind had been everywhere, except where Lena actually was. The body was in one place, but the tension was scattered across imaginary conversations, future fears, and social comparisons. Lena whispered into the quiet room, "I keep saying I want to focus on myself, but I do not even know what that means anymore." The next day, Lena visited an aunt named Mara. Mara was older and had a calm that did not feel fragile. Mara was not always smiling, but her presence felt steady. Lena had always wondered about it. They sat in the kitchen, steam rising from 2 cups. Lena confessed what she had been feeling. "I want 2026 to be different. I want to focus on myself. But mine keeps getting pulled into everything. I do not know how to stop." Mara listened without interrupting. Then she said, "When people say focus on yourself, they usually mean control yourself, improve yourself, fix yourself. That approach often becomes another form of violence. But there is another meaning. Focus on yourself means return to your own mind and heart with awareness. It means stop abandoning yourself to noise. It means live by inner wisdom instead of outer pressure." Lena asked, "How do I do that?" Mara smiled. "I can tell you what helped me. It came from Buddhist teachings, not the kind that stay in books, the kind that change your day while you are living it." Lena leaned in. Mara continued, "There are many teachings, but I will give you 10 lessons to carry through 2026. not as a checklist, as a way of seeing. Because the way you see decides the way you live. Lena asked. 10 lessons sounds like a lot. Mara shook her head. It is not a lot if you stop trying to do them all at once. Let them enter you through life. One moment at a time. You will forget. Then you remember again. That remembering is practice. Then Mara began. Not like a lecturer, but like someone telling a story from the inside. The first lesson Mara offered was simple and blunt. Your attention is your life, Mara said. People think life is made of years and money and achievements. But your lived life is made of attention. Where your attention goes, your mind goes. Where your mind goes, your emotions go. Where your emotions go, your choices go. And your choices become your destiny. Lena felt the truth immediately because Lena could see how attention had been stolen all day. Mara said, if you want to focus on yourself in 2026, do not start by forcing huge change. Start by protecting attention. Make attention sacred, not in a religious way, but in a human way. Because attention is the one thing you can never get back once it is spent. Lena asked, how do I protect it? Mara said, begin with one small vow. Before you touch your phone each morning, touch your breath. Just one breath you actually feel. That one breath is you choosing your life back from the world. The second lesson Mara offered sounded almost too ordinary. Return to the body. Mara said, overthinking is the mind living in imagination. The body is always in the present. If you learn to return to the body, you stop drowning in stories. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your shoulders. Feel your breath. Even in a crowded place, you can return. The body is your home base. Lena realized that most days she lived like a floating head, dragging a body behind. Mara said, the Buddha taught mindfulness not as a performance, but as a refuge. When your mind is racing, the body can bring you back. The third lesson was about impermanence, but Mara spoke it gently. Everything changes, so stop gripping. Mara said, a lot of suffering comes from trying to freeze life. You want a mood to stay. You want a person to stay the same. You want success to stay. You want youth to stay. But life is a river. If you try to hold it, you exhaust yourself. If you learn to flow with it, you find peace. Lena asked, but if everything changes, does anything matter? Mara smiled. Everything matters more, because it is changing. Impermanence is why you should show love now, not later. It is why you should stop wasting time on petty battles. It is why you should practice, because you are not fixed. You can change too. The fourth lesson was about suffering and the mind. Pain is real, but the second arrow is optional. Mara explained it in a way Lena could feel. Life will give you pain, disappointment, criticism, loss, uncertainty. That is the first arrow. Then the mind often shoots a second arrow. The story. This should not happen. I cannot handle it. This means I am doomed. This means I am not enough. The second arrow multiplies pain. Practice is learning to feel the first arrow without adding 10 more. Lena thought of her day with the cold message. The first arrow was uncertainty. The second arrow was hours of imagined rejection. Mara said, when you notice the second arrow, do not shame yourself. Just return. Say, this is a story. Then ask, what is true right now? The fifth lesson Mara offered was about craving and clinging. Wanting is not the enemy, but clinging is the chain. Mara said, you can have goals. You can want health, growth, love. But clinging says, I cannot be at peace until I get what I want. Clinging turns your life into a hostage situation. It makes your mood depend on outcomes. Lena admitted, I do that all the time. If someone likes me, I feel okay. If someone is distant, I collapse. If I succeed, I feel alive. If I fail, I feel worthless. Mara nodded. That is clinging to identity. Buddhism teaches non-attachment, which does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop squeezing life so tightly that you suffer. Hold life with open hands. Care deeply, but do not demand control. The sixth lesson Mara offered was about karma, but she made it practical. Every day you plant seeds. Mara said, karma is not a mysterious punishment. Karma is cause and effect. What you repeatedly do becomes your mind. What you repeatedly say becomes your relationships. What you repeatedly feed becomes your destiny. So if you want 2026 to be different, stop focusing only on outcomes and start focusing on seeds. Lena asked, what seeds? Mara said, the seeds of attention, speech, and action. If you plant anger, you harvest more anger. If you plant patience, you harvest more peace. If you plant honesty, you harvest trust. If you plant gossip, you harvest bitterness. If you plant discipline, you harvest confidence. Seeds do not grow overnight, but they grow. The seventh lesson was about speech, because Mara said speech is where many people lose themselves. Speak in a way your heart can live with later. Mara said, many people feel restless because their words create ripples of regret. They speak harshly, then replay it at night. They lie, then carry tension. They gossip, then feel a hidden dirtiness inside. If you want inner peace, practice right speech. Not perfect speech, clean speech. Lena asked what clean speech means. Mara said, speech that is true, necessary, and kind. And when it cannot be all three, at least let it not be cruel. Your words are seeds too. The eighth lesson went deeper. Compassion is not a mood. It is a practice, and it begins with yourself. Mara said, many people cannot focus on themselves because when they look inward they meet a harsh inner voice. That voice drives them outward again, toward distraction. But you cannot hate yourself into awakening. Self-compassion is not an excuse. It is the ground for change. Lena felt her throat tighten because that was exactly her pattern. Mara continued, when you notice your mind attacking you, place a hand on your chest and say, this is hard, and I am human. Then ask, what would kindness do next? That is compassion as practice. The ninth lesson was about loneliness and connection. Focusing on yourself is not isolating. It is clarifying who you are in relationship. Mara said, many people confuse self-focus with withdrawing, but Buddhism teaches interbeing. The truth that your life is connected with others. When you focus on yourself wisely, you stop using people, and you stop letting people use you. You create healthier boundaries and healthier love. Lena asked, how do I know if my focus is wise or selfish? Mara answered, if your focus makes you more kind, more honest, more steady, it is wisdom. If your focus makes you more cold, more superior, more defensive, it is ego. The measure is the heart. The 10th lesson Mara offered felt like the final key that tied everything together. Practice is returning, not performing. Mara said, do not turn Buddhism into another scoreboard. The ego loves scoreboards. It will turn meditation into achievement, kindness into image, discipline into pride. Then you suffer again. Real practice is simple. You forget, then you remember. You react, then you return. You fall, then you stand. Returning is the path. Lena said quietly, 10 lessons, but they felt like one message. Choose your mind. Choose your heart. Choose your seeds. Morris said, "Now let me show you how these lessons look in one ordinary day. Because 2026 will not be made of big speeches. It will be made of mornings and messages and meals and traffic and conversations and choices you make when nobody is watching." The next week, Lena decided to treat each day like training. Not harsh training, but sincere training. On Monday morning, Lena woke up and reached for the phone, then remembered the first lesson. Attention is your life. Lena paused. One breath, then another. Lena did not feel instantly peaceful. The mind still tried to run, but the breath created a gap. In that gap, Lena chose an intention, not a fantasy. Today I will practice steadiness while brushing her teeth. Lena felt the body. That was lesson 2. Return to the body. The mind wandered. Lena returned. On the way to work, a driver cut in sharply. The first arrow hit. The jolt of surprise. The mind wanted the second arrow. The story of anger. Lena noticed it and said quietly, "Second arrow." Then she exhaled. That was lesson 4. At lunch, Lena noticed the urge to scroll. Craving appeared. Instead of obeying, Lena paused, named it, felt it, waited. The craving softened. Lena chose to take a short walk instead, feeling footsteps. That was lesson 5 and lesson 2 working together. In the afternoon, Lena received another short message from the same person. The mind wanted to analyze. Lena remembered impermanence. Everything changes. This feeling will change. Lena also remembered karma. What you feed grows. Lena chose not to feed the story. Instead, she sent one honest sentence, calm and clear, without drama. That was lesson 7 and lesson 6. That evening, Lena made a mistake on a task and felt shame rise. The inner voice attacked. Here you go again. You never learn. You are behind. Lena placed a hand on the chest and practiced compassion. This is hard, and I am human. Then she asked, what is the next wise action? She corrected the mistake, informed the right person, and moved on without self-punishment. That was lesson 8 and lesson 10. Over a few weeks, Lena noticed something that surprised her. The world did not become easier, but Lena became less scattered, less reactive, less hungry for approval, less trapped in imagined futures, more present, more steady, more kind. One night, Lena met Mara again and said, I still have thoughts. I still get anxious sometimes, but the anxiety does not own me as much. It passes faster. Mara nodded. That is progress. Not the progress of becoming a different person overnight. The progress of becoming less enslaved. Lena said, I used to think focusing on myself meant fixing everything about myself. Now, it feels more like returning to myself. Mara smiled. Exactly. And as you return, you naturally make better choices. Not from fear, but from clarity. Then something happened that truly tested Lena's practice. A close friend invited Lena into a long conversation about someone else. A conversation full of judgment and gossip. In the past, Lena would join automatically. It felt like bonding. It felt like belonging. But now Lena noticed the taste of it before it even happened. The mind wanted the quick pleasure of superiority. The heart felt uneasy. Lena remembered karma. Words are seeds. Lena also remembered right speech. Speak in a way your heart can live with later. Lena chose a different response. Not cold, not superior, just gentle. I hear you, but I do not want to talk about them like that. If you are hurt, I am here to listen about your feelings. not to attack someone else. There was silence. The friend looked surprised. Then the friend's often admitted, "I think I am just stressed." That moment changed something in their relationship. It became more honest, less performative, less toxic. Lena realized that focusing on yourself is not only inward. It also means refusing to participate in what damages your heart. Later that night, Lena reflected on the year ahead. The world would still be loud in 2026. People would still argue. News would still spin. Social media would still tempt comparison. The future would still be uncertain. Aging would still happen. Loss would still be possible. But Lena now had a path that did not depend on the world being calm. A path of returning to breath, returning to the body, returning to impermanence, returning to not adding the second arrow, returning to non-attachment, returning to planting wise seeds, returning to clean speech, returning to compassion, returning to healthy connection, returning again, without shame. Mara said something that became Lena anchor. The world will not give you peace as a gift, but you can cultivate peace as a skill. Lena asked, "What if I fail? What if I fall back into old habits?" Mara answered, "Then you practice the 10th lesson again, returning. Do not dramatize your slipping. Do not punish yourself. Notice. Return. Even returning once is a victory." Now I want to speak to you directly, because at this point the story is not about Lena anymore. It is about you in 2026. If you want to focus on yourself this year, do not confuse that with becoming obsessed with yourself. Focus means clarity. Focus means you stop living as a reaction to everything outside. Focus means you choose your inner direction. You can wake up and give the first minutes to your breath instead of to your phone. You can remember that attention is your life. You can return to the body when the mind spins. You can remember that everything changes. So do not cling. You can notice the second arrow and stop feeding it. You can loosen your grip on certainty and control. You can plant wise seeds through small daily actions. You can speak more cleanly so your heart rests at night. You can treat yourself with compassion so you stop running away from your own inner world. You can connect with people from truth, not from performance. And when you forget, you can return. That is a full year practice. That is a whole life practice. I have seen people change with exactly this kind of approach, not by making enormous promises, but by changing their relationship with their own mind. A person who stopped feeding overthinking became calmer without becoming lazy. A person who practiced clean speech found sleep became deeper because regret became smaller. A person who practiced compassion stopped living in constant self-attack and suddenly had more energy for real growth. A person who accepted impermanence became more grateful and less petty. This is how Buddhism becomes real. It is not a label. It is a way of living. Now let me close with something personal in tone, because I want you to feel the emotional truth behind the teaching. Many people enter a new year with pressure. They treat the year like a test. They treat themselves like a project. They treat mistakes like proof they are hopeless. But the Dharma invites a different posture. You are not a project. You are a living being. You are trainable. You are capable of awakening. Not perfect awakening, but real awakening. The kind that shows up as a calmer breath, a softer heart, a wiser pause, a kinder word, a cleaner conscience, a more honest life. So if 2026 is going to be different, let it be different in the place that matters most, your relationship with your own mind. Now I want to hear from you. What steals your attention the most right now? Is it comparison? Is it worry? Is it craving for approval? Is it resentment? Is it constant stimulation? And which lesson from today do you want to carry into 2026 as your main focus? Share your experience in the comments, because your story might help someone else feel less alone and more hopeful. If you want more long-form Buddhist wisdom in everyday language, subscribe to the channel, like the video so it reaches people who are tired of living scattered and want to live awake. And if you want to support the channel in a deeper way, consider becoming a member so we can keep creating teachings you can return to whenever you need steadiness and clarity. Until next time, protect your attention, return to your breath, plant wise seeds, speak cleanly, practice compassion, and remember that focusing on yourself is not selfish when it makes you more awake, more kind, and more free.